what do you do when eBay is not selling? You wake up, you suddenly realize that you have items listed on eBay, and for one reason or the other, nothing seems to be selling. All right. I'm not going to sit here and act like I've got the answers. As a matter of fact, if you sell on eBay, it's pretty much the question that's going to be on your top burner. It doesn't matter how long you have been selling on eBay. It's going to come that time where you realize that you've done everything that needs to be done. You see, when we make these videos, sometimes we presuppose that, the listeners or people watching these videos are already professionals. You've been selling on eBay for quite a long time. You've done the basic things that's required of you. Of course, if you have to sell on eBay, you have to make good pictures. You have to list your items properly in line with the standard that eBay has pretty much set out. Good titles, good descriptions, and stuff like that. Of course, you have to make sure that you are shipping out your items on time, because if you are shipping your items, 10 days after someone places an order, see, the eBay system is going to suppress that listing, because that listing is going to be seen as an irresponsible listing, because nobody in this day and age expects to buy something and the first time he or she will receive that item will be 45 days later. That listing is going to be destroyed. I'm talking about you. If you have that kind of setup, I'm talking about you have done the right things. You have made sure that the items that you have are the items that people want. The market have said to these items, yes, these are the items that we have been looking for, and if you list them, pretty much we're going to do our job as a platform to make sure that the buyers find these items. And you've also done your homework. You have made sure that you are not listing your items at the most expensive price. You're taking a look at your competitors. You've seen that your prices, even though they are not the best, but they are also not the worst. And then you have made sure that the pictures that you have made, if you sell electronics, you have taken care to make sure that every angle of the item that you're selling, you have captured it in a photo and you have uploaded the photographs now on eBay. You've done the listings, you perfected everything that you need to perfect, and you wake up and realize that blanco crickets. Day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, day 5, nothing sold on your shop, and you begin to wonder, is this a platform thing, or is just that nobody's buying anything anymore? Is it that the whole world has become now so, so pathetic that nobody even has disposable income to spend on the item that you have listed? Guys, this happens, and when it happens like this, especially like I said, if you're already somebody that knows, what to do when you sell on eBay, it's pretty much a waiting game. You have to wait it out. See, I'm not going to come here and begin to regurgitate, those little tips. Delete your listings, release them, change your titles. Like I said, I assume that you already know what you have to do. Guys, if you are in this situation, pretty much we all experience this situation at one time or the other. There are so many explanations for this. It could be the weather. It could be the season. It could be that people are just coming out from Christmas holidays. It could be that people are preparing to go for holidays. There are so many excuses in the books, to just make you, to kind of explain the reason why the item that you have listed there doesn't sell. But then this video is going to be an interactive session. Of course, I'm going to, create this video, throw the questions on the floor. If you have the opportunity of seeing this video, please go to the comment section, lend your 2 cents, because there are a lot of people in this situation right now. People depend on the income from eBay to do everything that is humanly possible, to pay their children's school fees, to pay the warehouse costs, to pay electricity bills, to fix their cars, to even go for holiday. People depend on the income from this to pay for their internet bills, to feed themselves, to clothe themselves. The list goes on and on and on, and it could be a very, very, stressful situation, to say the least, if things are not selling. And this video is meant to be like a data bank. What are the possible things that you can do in this time, especially if you find yourself in this situation? Because when things are not selling, then people are beginning to go online, to try to search to see what they are doing wrong, what, could be wrong. Guys, I'm telling you, you are not doing anything pretty much wrong. Sometimes there are so many reasons. Like I said, the platform also has a share of the blame, because sometimes platform is doing something behind the scene that we do not know. Searches are not going out. Offers are not being, shown. The ads are not hitting the way they should. And sometimes, for some funny reason or the other, the world could also be going through a situation where people are just apprehensive. They are kind of thinking, not knowing the next move, If you know what's going on in the world right now in the last few weeks, you pretty much can tell that people are a little bit kind of careful, observing to see if they should spend money, if they should begin to, hold on tight to money, because you can never tell. I was trying to, buy gas this afternoon, and I was shocked to realize that the price of gas has gone up astronomically. I'm talking about diesel. It has gone up to a point where I'm just asking myself, so you mean one event in the world can just upset a lot of things that we have spent years to build? Yes, it is what it is. One event could go a long way to upsetting things. But then this is not about what is happening in the world. It is just a video that's meant to document what are the possible things that you can do. Like I said, my suggestion is that, look, if this is what you are doing full time, perhaps you want to first of all wait it out. Don't be in a hurry to panic. Don't be in a hurry to begin to say that eBay is dead, reselling was a waste of time and stuff like that. Because if you go onto that mode of beginning to panic and worry, you're going to complicate things. You're going to be in a panic mode, and if you are not careful, things are even going to be kind of more scary. You're going to be worried about what you need to do next, where you need to get money next. And if you are not careful, you might even develop, a lot of conditions that you might not want to, begin to deal with. So the first thing is you want to be calm, you want to be still. That, once again, is presupposing that you have done your homework. You have very good items that people want. You want to be still. You want to wait it out. You want to wait it out. And in this time, you want to minimize your expenses. Take a look at what you are currently spending money on. If there are things that you can actually delay, go ahead and delay it. From my experience, whenever there is a kind of a meltdown like this where things are not selling, pretty much doesn't last forever. It takes about 3, 4, 5 days, and things kind of clear up. People are beginning to spend money again. Sometimes it could just also be that people have not been paid. It's just, few days to the end of the month, say 26th. At this time, a lot of low-income earners, or a lot of, even average, even high-income earners, they tend to be broke. Yes, I'm telling you from experience, people tend to be out of fund at about 24, 25, 26th day of the month. They're just kind of chilling, waiting for, the new income to come in. That is, if you get your income at the end of the month. There are some countries where people are being paid twice a month, but then it is what it is. You want to wait it out. Watch out on your expenses. Take a look at the things that you can spend money on less. If there are things you can kind of delay, go ahead and delay it. Another thing you can possibly do in this time is to take up a job. Yes, we are in the days and age where people kind of stigmatize you if you are, trying to build a business and still have a job on the side. I do not know where that is coming from. It's part of the wrong messaging that we have on the internet today. People kind of, want to, sell you this dream that entrepreneurship is so glamorous. You having a business is the solution you need to your financial crisis. Guys, the messaging should have been that you having multiple sources of income is the solution that you need to actually combat the present day realities that we have found ourselves. The fact that money is hard to come by, the fact that, it doesn't matter how you earn, before you know it, the money is spent. It's spent on so many things. Your car is broken. You want to, there are just 1,001 expenses waiting patiently to attack your income. So the best solution that I have personally found out is for you to have a combination of income sources, especially in a time like this where if you are just a reseller and things are not selling, guys, I'm telling you, it could be a little bit of a stress. But if you have a job on the side, yes, you could be telling yourself, yes, things are not selling right now. I'm going to take the chill pill, but then in a matter of days, I'll be paid for my job. That's a better situation. It's a better game to play than you just solely depending on reselling, especially when things are kind of melted down, nothing is selling. You don't know when the next sale will come through, and you do not even know when your account will be credited again. That's a bad situation to be in. So times like this, you might want to take up a job. It doesn't matter what. It could just be a part-time job. It could be a full-time job. That is if you have kind of manipulated your life in such a way that you can actually, yes, I use that word manipulated because it is a complex game to play, to have a full-time job and still have a reselling business, because a reselling business, the way it is already a full-time job. Don't be deceived. Don't get it twisted. If you want to have it as a hobby, of course, there's also a place for that. But if you are thinking of building a reselling business that brings in money, talking about 5,000 euros, 10,000 euros at the end of the month, it's going to be a full-time job. Even someone, correct me if I'm wrong, is even going to be more than a full-time job. All right. So if you have manipulated your life in such a way that you can actually take up a full-time job and still do reselling on the side, it will be a good game to play. Of course, in this time when things are not selling, should also be the time for you to put a pause on you buying new inventory, especially when you are so sure that you have not bought, shitty items. The items you already have there, they are money in disguise. Of course, they're going to be sold and your money is going to come back. But when things are not selling, you are in a cricket mode. You want to do less of buying new inventories, because the more inventories you buy, you are increasing your exposure, locking your money in, especially when the platform is not really selling. You want to try to wait it out, let the traffic clear out, and in a matter of days or even weeks, yes, things will clear out. You can resume buying things again, especially when you begin to have this, cash flow. The items you have listed, they are selling, you are generating money from those. You can pretty much take the money back to the market and buy some new stuff. But if you want to keep buying things even when nothing is selling, well, except if you have, an unlimited amount of cash or capital to spend, then you want to knock yourself out. But if you are also kind of playing the game just the way majority of us are playing this game, which is you do not have an unlimited, supply of capital, you want to take it calm at this time. Take a pause, because it is going to clear out, and the money you have in your pocket is pretty much what is yours. The one you do not know is just money in the future. You're telling yourself, I'm going to buy these scissors, I'm going to buy this cup, I'm going to list it. This is money that you are hoping to make in the future, but the one you have right there in your pocket is the one that will save you if the landlord comes knocking, is the one that will save you if your tire suddenly goes flat or if you do not have gas in your car. So keep your money in this time. Of course, you want to also hone in on, multiple income sources, not just you having a job. See, if you are a reseller, one other income source that you can pretty much be part of is you creating content. Of course, if you want to start it today, you also have to allow time for it to grow. I'm not giving you some solution that will just begin to yield results in about 2 or 3 days or 3 weeks. I'm talking about years. Sometimes it might take you like a year or two to begin to see, income from your content creation stuff. But if you are already into reselling, I'm telling you guys, you are generating an untold amount of data every day you go to your warehouse, every day you go to your kitchen, your living room, depending on where your inventories are stored, even your garage. Every day you go there, you are already generating a lot of data. And the only thing that you can actually do is to turn the camera on and keep turning it on. Yes, you're going to receive all sort of shitty stuff from the content platforms. You're going to post videos don't get views. You're going to be, almost going nuts, trying to figure out why the video is not performing. But I want to tell you, keep doing it. One day, you're going to be surprised because you're going to post just one video. I'm telling you because I already know this from another channel that I have. You're going to post one video and that video is going to go bananas. It's going to explode. It's going to blow up and it's going to make your account, monetize. That is if you've also done the right thing. You are sticking to the terms and conditions of the platform on which you are making video for. I pretty much make video for YouTube, make video for TikTok, also a little bit of the Amazon influencer stuff. But this is also something that you can actually do on the side. Take up, multiple sources of income. If you have a car, you can consider driving, for Uber, for Lyft, stuff like that. If you have, other business ideas, when things are not selling, that is the best time for you to begin to test them out. Of course, not business ideas that will take the little money that you have in your pocket. We are talking about business ideas that you can actually go ahead, do without necessarily having to put money up front. All you're looking at is putting your sweat equity, putting your energy, and these are the time that you can actually begin to test things out. When things don't sell for me, this is the time for me personally to begin to go deeper into content creation, taking a look at my offers, especially my pillow cover making business. I want to tweak things, see how I can get better suppliers and stuff like that. This is pretty much what I do when I have time. Of course, making YouTube videos like this, trying to interact with you, the subscribers, because when we are really in action mode, it's very difficult to actually sit down and just, keep making videos as long as this. This is pretty much one of the first time I will be making, a 16 minutes long video. But it was with full intention. I wanted to create a long video, long enough for people to take a look and go to the comment section. Tell us what you will do if you suddenly wake up and realize that your items are not selling on eBay. And I believe that if more people are to comment on this video, more people will get to see this video, and pretty much we all are going to benefit. If there are points that I have missed out, I have not thought of, definitely I'm going to see it, I'm going to implement it, and somebody else watching also going to see it and implement it. I hope this video helps you guys. If it does, do let me know also in the comment section. Until I see you again in the next one, peace out.